for a very important session today. And to make this session more engaging, let me start by introducing myself. As you know, my name is Zoha Hussain. I am from Pakistan and I'm currently studying English linguistics because I love studying about different societies and their languages. So, alongside my studies, I'm also serving as a fellow at Women Ascension. So before starting the topic, I would like to briefly introduce the organization that makes this session possible, Women Ascension. It is a non-profit organization working across 81 countries and every continent. Its mission is actually to empower women and advance in the United Nations Sustainable Goals. And through these initiatives, the Women Ascension is dedicated to creating a space where individuals from all around the world can grow and lead. So by collaboration and direct engagement, this organization attempt to close the opportunity gap and make lasting differences in the community level. And now let's move to the today's topic, which is very important, breaking the silence, addressing toxic work environment. So basically, this session aims to shed light on toxic workplace behaviors, how they impact our mental, emotional, and professional well-being, and what we can do to change and challenge them. So by addressing workplace toxicity, we are directly contributing to global goals and advocating for a future where everyone has the right to work with dignity, respect, and psychological safety. So we invite you all to engage openly and thoughtfully. If at any point you would like to share a question or a reflection, feel free to use the chat and raise your hand. And we would love to take your questions at the end of the session. So to speak on this, we have Ms. Jacqueline Awad, and thank you so much for joining us. She is a seasoned professional with extensive experience in operation management, mentorship, financial consulting, and with over a decade at BankMed, she rose through her ranks and earning multiple promotions because of her outstanding performance. Ms. Jacqueline played a frontline role during Lebanon's financial crisis and COVID-19 pandemic. Their experience offers valuable insight into leadership and the psychological toll of challenging work environment. We are very excited to have her share her perspective as we discuss how to address and overcome the toxicity in the workplace. So now, without further delay, let's get started. Ms. Jacqueline, ma'am, this floor is yours now. Please share your thoughts with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm happy to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to be with you today, and especially from the Women Ascension platform that allowed me to be here. I am really proud to be here with you all. First, I am honored to speak about a topic that resonates deeply within me, not professionally, but also personally. Toxic work environments is something I suffered from years, and I'm sure a lot all over the world are suffering from. First, my name is Jacqueline Awad, and for 10 years, I lived through a toxic work culture that left deep marks on my self-esteem, mental health, and even my sense of identity. Today, I am no longer a victim. I am empowered, aware, and ready to help others break free and heal. First, let's understand a little bit about toxicity. Toxic workplaces don't always start with shouting bosses or blatant discrimination. Sometimes it's the silent erosion of trust, stubble bullying, gaslighting, favoritism, or a culture of fear. Let me describe some signs I've personally experienced or seen. First, I've seen the passive-aggressive communication. I've seen constant undermining of efforts. I've seen lack of transparency and accountability. I lived isolation. I lived exclusion from opportunities. And I was even laid off not to reach an opportunity. I lived unreasonable expectations and micromanagement. These behaviors may seem small in isolation, but over time, they break people. I was constantly anxious, questioning my worth, even carrying the stress into my personal life. I left, I felt like walking on eggshells every single day. So the damage wasn't just professionally. Toxic environments have serious psychological, social, and even physical consequences. Psychologically, I was always feeling anxious. I had depression. I was burned out. Socially, for a very long period, I lost my confidence. I had damaged relationships. Professionally, uh, I had poor performance. I lost my passion, and I lost valuable years of growth because I didn't know how to respond. I stayed silent, thinking it was normal, of course, that I was the problem. I reached a phase where I thought the problem is me. All this what's happening to me, I was the reason. So when was my turning point? What changed? Well, I reached a breaking point and decided to invest in my healing. I was about to get promoted. I worked like 6, 7 years to reach a managerial position. I worked very hard. I was top performer. I got results that no one got. And when that day almost came and I got the degree to reach that phase, the higher manager he said, no, you cannot reach. You're a woman. Women cannot be in a leadership position. This is exactly what he said. And imagine in 1 second, you lose what you built for 10 years, 10 years of hard work, 10 years of commitment, 10 years of handling all the toxicity of the world. And when that time, and I had to deal with all that to one day reach what I'm aiming for. And the word was you're a woman. You cannot go further. This is the maximum of you. Women cannot be leaders. This is exactly what he said to me. That was the last day of my job there. So I quit, and this was the turning point in my life. And this is where my healing began. And this is where I decided to invest in my healing. I educated myself on workplace dynamics. I started setting boundaries. And now, in any job I'm in, I know exactly how to deal with toxicity, depending on the case. I evaluate whether it's worth addressing, escalating, or simply quitting. I learned when to speak up and how to do it assertively, when to document and escalate issues formally, how to support others facing similar challenges, how to recognize manipulation early before it takes roots. I've turned my pain into power, and I really want everyone and every person I know to really know how to handle this. So let me share with you a practical toolkit I've developed from experience. First, self-awareness. We should notice how a workplace makes us feel. We should listen to our gut. We shouldn't ignore signs. We should listen. If we're not happy, if we're not comfortable, there is nothing worth our inner peace. This is number one. Second, we should document everything. Emails, meetings, conversations. These are our shields. If anything happens or anyone accuses us of anything we didn't do, we can have proofs in our hands that we did our job perfectly, and you're the one you're the one only blaming us for something we didn't do. Third, we should set boundaries. We should learn to say no. No to after hours work. No to disrespect. No to a bad communication. Learning to say no when we should say no is a huge practice, believe me. Saying no, saying yes, and you're not convinced. Saying yes, and this yes will make you stay extra working hours. This yes will not allow you to go and see your family. This yes won't even give you extra money or extra credit. So why saying yes? When the cost is way higher than the profit, then we simply should say no. When this no aligns with the company rules, with the company working hours, we should say no. So in any working environment, we should simply stick to the rules, stick to the protocols adopted there, and anything requested from us beyond that, we shouldn't simply say yes. We should say no. We should learn to say no. Fourth, allies. We should find co-workers who can uplift us. And this, we can support each other. And this can break the isolation we can live in any company. Fifth, we should speak up. Being calm and being silent is unhealthy. We should speak up what's happening to us. Professional language to address any behavior early, because the longer it takes, the more bad the consequences will be. Six, we should know when it's time for our exit points. Sometimes, and believe me on experience, leaving is the bravest thing you can ever do. Breaking the silence begins with us. Your story, your scares, they matter. They are your power. To anyone suffering in silence today, I see you, I was you, and maybe every one of us is me, and even worse in this whole world. And I'm here to say, there is light at the end of any tunnel. All of us, we're not alone, and we are not powerless. So let's raise awareness. Let's protect each other, and let's build workplaces that lift us, not break us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for your words. Do we have any questions? If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Okay. So, okay. So, Ms. Khushi Sharma have a question that can toxic culture be transformed or quitting is the only cure? Ms. Jacqueline?
Sorry, I didn't well hear the question.
Okay, I'll repeat the question for you. Ms. Khushi Sharma is asking, can toxic culture be transformed or quitting the job is the only solution?
Look, I wish I can come back in time to my old job where I spent 10 years of my life because yes, it can't be fixed. It can't be fixed 100%, but you can fix how you feel toward it. What I mean is, I remember every toxic situation I was in, and now every day I say I wish I come back in time, because if I do come back in time, I would have acted totally different. So let me give an example of other jobs I had after. The first thing I did is to say no. When I started to say no, surprisingly, I was surprised that the manager of mine, he started negotiating. If I said yes, I would have done something I'm not convinced with. I would have something not in my job description, and I would have felt bad, and I would have stayed feeling bad as long as I'm working there. So what I did is every time they wanted something outside my job description, I said no. And every time I said no, in my head, I was saying, this time they will fire me. I said no, they will fire me. And they didn't. They didn't. They simply remodeled what they want, to keep me. This is what they did. And believe me, if they didn't, I would have quit. because I told you nothing is worse. Nothing is worse. No one will die from hunger. No one. And when God closes a door, another one will open. And believe me, this I'm saying on experience. So when I learned to say no, when I learned to do stuff that fits their company and that fits me, everyone was happy. And yeah, I was surprised by the reaction. And I expected a bad reaction, because in the past I used to live in fear. I used to say, if I say no, they will fire me. If I don't do that, I won't go forward. I won't be promoted. I want. I thought in my head, if I do everything they want, I will get promoted and I will reach. And what happened? I didn't reach anywhere. I worked hard for 10 years. I handled a very toxic environment and I didn't reach anywhere. It wasn't meant for me. It wasn't meant. So why living in toxicity? If I can simply try to remodel it in what fits me and fits the company, and it doesn't work out, there is hundreds of opportunities out there. There is a lot of doors. I keep on knocking till I find the job that will actually make me feel good about myself, that will lift me up.
Thank you so much. There's one more question that I would like to ask, that what are the practical steps that employee can take when they suspect the toxic pattern in is forming in their team? For example, if I'm working in a team and I see that there is a toxic behavior coming up from a fellow, then what should I do in that
Yes.
situation to like professionally tackle that situation?
Okay. Look, I studied ethics in university as an extra courses. I love everything related to ethics. Also, as you all know, ethics is relative. Yani sometimes what's ethical in my country is unethical in another country. But in job in general, there is norms of ethics. Uh, everyone should apply. So when I see a toxic partner at work, يعني a toxic staff with me, first thing to do is for me to have proofs he is toxic. يعني I should have proofs in my hand, and these proofs, they should be reported to higher management. Higher management should know this employee, what he's doing, with proofs. Because unreporting a toxic worker or a toxic employee is unethical. It's along norms for any company. So what happens next? If this company will deal with that worker, then the problem is solved. Is that company won't, and believe me, it also happens a lot. It's because this company likes this attitude this employee had. So now this will give you a picture of what kind of companies you are working with. So it's unethical to unreport a toxic employee first. To report it professionally, we should gather proofs, to be patient, to gather proofs. I don't know, maybe recordings, maybe papers he's doing wrong, or whatever, bullying he's doing, and whatever he's doing. If it's documented, it should be presented to higher management. And how that higher management acts, it what reflects what are the norms provided by this company.
Okay, so there's Ms. Kami, she's asking that how can one heal oneself from the trauma of toxic situation in workplace, as it affect our efficiency at work, even at other place. So how can we heal?
Yes, this is the hard part, healing. Okay, so let me tell you, when I left my job after 10 years, to be completely honest, it took me 1 year, really 1 year. I was like maybe every night crying, really, because at that point I felt I lost everything. Especially the job changed who I am. I was born with strong personality. I'm someone who loves, positive. I'm not someone who they made me become. I become someone very weak. I became someone scared to go to my work. I became someone scared to answer my phone because I know my manager will be screaming. It changed who I am, and that was the hardest part. And then after I lost my job, and it took me 1 year, I felt like it's the end of the world because I said, how to begin back? From where I should begin? What to do? I'm not that young anymore. Where to go? It was very hard. There wasn't even one night I didn't cry. I really felt I'm broke. I was really broke, and I was suffering alone. I didn't want to show my husband or my kids. I wanted to show them I'm strong, which I wasn't. So healing was very hard. But what really, really, really helped me is first, I'm someone who prays a lot. Prayers really helps. هيدي one, having a spiritual life in any belief everyone believes, it helps a lot. Second, I told you what happened with me was a wake-up call. I started searching for other jobs, and doors started opening. uh, till this moment, to be honest, I didn't reach what I wish to reach, but everything changed inside of me. The job I got after, when I started saying no, when I started being more in power, every time I said no and every time I changed the situation to my benefit, it made me stronger and stronger and stronger, and that awaked the strong person inside of me. I said, Anna, why should I be someone weak? I'm not weak. I wasn't born weak. God didn't make me born weak, and I'm not someone who's not educated, who doesn't have experience, who's not smart. I have it all. So I started saying to myself, they want me, they need me, and it's not the opposite. When you start feeling you are the one in need for, believe me, this will change everything. Start saying they need me because they need you. When they contact you, when they employ you, they're the one in need for you. And when you prove how good you are, it won't be that easy for them to let you go. So starting believing in yourself, starting knowing your worth, because every one of us, God has put blessings that doesn't exist in anyone else. So we should first love ourselves. We should know we are strong. We should know they are in need for us. We should know our worth. And this is where healing starts. Because when you put yourself in situations and you show, look, I'm strong. Look, I want to do stuff how it suits me, not it suits you. This is when healing begins. It's not easy. It will take time, but it can happen. And being supported by positive people, by community that supports you, by family, all this will help. Even if you don't say it to them what you're feeling, all this will help. But everything will start here, inside of you, inside how you see yourself. Always remember, we are born special. No one is like any other. We are all born special. We are all born with blessing that no one has. So the moment we start thinking like that, nothing can break us. And even when they try to break us, we will know how that break will be temporary. It won't be lasting, and the trauma won't last forever. The traumas we had, we should use them. Use your trauma. Use your trauma to become stronger. Use your trauma to wake up, to get up. Thank God on everything, because everything in our lives happens for a reason. If this didn't happen to me, I would have been still now the weak person living in that same toxic environment that would have led me to nothing. So the traumas we have, God allowed them to wake up. We should wake up because because we reach where we're not. So to get back where we are, we should maybe have faced such traumas, I guess.
Thank you so much for your words. So here's another question that is I feel like important. Yash Nigam is asking that can you give us some hints on how to say no to a person directly? Because not all of us are emotionally strong. So sometimes we feel the guilt that oh we are saying no to someone and this and that. So how can we say no directly? This is the question.
Let me tell you something. I never said no directly.
Okay.
We should learn how to say no, but not directly. Let me say something. Any boss, any company owner, any manager, he owns that position. He is higher than you. So even if you are right, even what you are saying is requesting something 100% right, if you directly say no, he won't accept. No one will. Because there is his self-esteem. I'm the manager. She cannot say no to me. This, psychologically speaking, you cannot ever say directly, no, I won't do it. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work out. Because maybe I will take it on myself. If I am the boss and I ask something from my employee and he will say it in my face, no, I won't accept it. According to norms, according to culture, according to whatever, he will say, I own that place. She's an employee. She cannot tell me no. How you can say it is totally different and depends on the situation. For example, I work, for example, from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. And we have extra work. Okay. And that work, he said, you should stay till 6 p.m. For example, I'm giving a small example. I'm giving an example similar to what happened to me in the other jobs, the other job I had. So I had a family, I have 3 kids, and I should come back home on time. I have a lot of duties at home. At the first time, I said, okay, maybe I can stay extra half an hour. I cannot be more late. I was like really polite. I didn't say no, but I reduced the time he wanted me. So he said, okay, let's try to finish it in half an hour. I said, let me wait. Maybe this won't repeat. If it will repeat, I will act differently. After 1 week or 2, he said, today you should stay minimum 2 hours more. So I simply said that, unfortunately, I cannot stay this extra 2 hours because for these reasons, I have a family. And according to the contract I have in my hands, Anna, I should work these working hours. I know this is urgent work. If you may allow me tomorrow, I will finalize it. But even 1 minute after work, I cannot stay. At that moment, in myself inside, I thought he will get angry. He will say, if you don't stay, I will fire you. All these questions, they turn inside your head. But I had to say it because if I will say yes again and I will be okay again, it will keep on happening. This is what happened to me in the past. So in a very polite way, and I suggested a solution. I told him I will solve it during my working hours tomorrow. So 1, I replied politely. 2, I explained why I can't. 3, I reminded him of my working hours. 4, I provided a solution for what he needs. I said I will solve it tomorrow. It will be ready on time. This is a very small situation. I had a lot more of situations, and I know what was said differently. And one of them, I had a big conflict, and I thought also I will lose my job, and I didn't lose it. But I stood up for what I'm asking because that person wanted me to pay more and to work more without any extra payment. And he wanted me to work double my shifts for free. And this, no, I tried to negotiate. I will work extra hours. You will pay me for that. So he said, no, I won't pay you. They will be free. And this is when I directly said no. Sometimes when you cannot solve it, when it doesn't suit you at all, when you try to negotiate it to find solution that will suit both parties, I said, no, I cannot. If you cannot pay me for these extra working hours, let me resign. And he couldn't let me go. He couldn't. He compromised. He compromised and he did what suits me. This is what I'm trying to say. When they need you, when you know everything about the company, when you are a hard worker, when you know your worth, they won't let you go. Because finding another employee and training him from scratch is way more expensive than having the actual employee who knows everything and where you can settle an agreement that will fit both. But how to know if I will reach there if I won't say no? How to know this will happen if I don't take the step and say no?
Thank you so much. So, it's very important that we need to respect ourselves, and then we have to stand for ourselves, and only then we can make some changes within our workplace.
Yes, exactly.
That is the thing. Sekar Babar is asking. Yes.
Please remember, it's quitting a job. It's not a matter of death or life. Believe me, when I stayed 1 year unemployed, God provided me in many ways. You know, I got small jobs, small earnings, but I wasn't left. So don't be afraid of the change. Don't be. Life is too short. So let's live it in a happy, successful, joyful way. It's too short to live it in sadness or to come home every day crying or to wake up in the morning, oh, I have to go to work. I hate my work. It's too short to have it like that. And believe me, in Lebanon, I don't know if many of you know about my country. In my country, 5 years ago, we lost everything. We lost our money in the bank. We used to earn, like, for example, $100. That $100 became $2 because our money lost its 90% of its value. So we lived in big poverty, and more than 60% of the Balinese population is now almost living in poverty. So we suffered a lot. So I'm not talking from a place where I am rich, I have all I want. No, I'm not at all. God knows what we suffered. God knows how long we waited to bring bread for our kids. And we are still suffering. The consequences are still now. Just now, we are a little bit going up. But imagine someone who went from top of the mountain to the ground with zero. We had nothing. We had to survive. So if you read about the crisis of Lebanon, it's one of the worst in the world. So believe me, all that made me who I am now. Again, no one will die from hunger, but you will die from sadness. You will die from lower self-esteem. You will die from thinking you're not worth it. This is what dies the feeling inside of us. Hunger, no one will die from hunger, believe me.
Yes, that's true. Like we, at the end, we all survive the situation that we are in. So, my Ikra Babar is asking that if we lose courage and sometimes there is no motivation or anyone to encourage us, and sometimes even our family doesn't support in quitting the job, or or um, standing against the boss or anyone. So, in that situation, what should we do? Like
Yes.
when we are feeling down.
Okay. Look, when everything is against you and this job in your head is the only exit for you, why do we get stuck in one job? There is hundreds of jobs out there. We have our own experience. Let's stay in that job, okay, and minimize the effect of it on us by encouraging ourselves. No need for society. by saying to ourselves we are worth it and we can find another job. And at the same time, there is hundreds of platforms where we can search for new jobs, for new opportunities, maybe even start a very small business of our own while staying in parallel in that job. So if I don't have a support at all, if maybe I cannot say no because maybe this is the only income I have and I cannot live without it for any reason, why don't I at night when I'm home, I have time, and now we all have internet, we're connected all over the world. Let me search for an opportunity that might be a way better for me. This I'm saying the worst scenario. Let me search for another opportunity. There isn't only this job in this world. There is hundred of them. And believe me, every day I try to find a new job. Every day, every day, every day, every day. I never give up. Most of them, they don't even call me. I don't feel disappointed. I say it's not mine. It's not my opportunity. I keep on trying. I keep on trying. So deal with that job with the minimum effect on you. Try to do stuff your way, in a way they don't even notice you're doing it your way, till you find the better opportunity.
So Bushra is asking that sometimes it takes years to come out of the trauma and affect our professional and personal life. Then in that situation, what can we do? Sometimes we even feel the guilt that we have wasted so many years and then this and that. So what is something that we can say to ourselves when we are stuck in this situation?
You mean if the trauma will take too much years,
Yeah, too much
how to get
years.
how to do
And it
during
start,
all these years?
yep, and it start affecting our life professionally and personally.
Yes, I told you the trauma I had. First, I told you I stayed 1 year, almost 1 year, not even accepting the idea. Then after, when I found a new job and I started, I was born again. I started to know myself, who I am, and I started to get stronger every day. But it's not enough. Trauma doesn't go away like that. So me till now, I cannot even go to where I used to work. Even my co-workers, I don't even talk to them because that place for me is a place that hurt me a lot. So I'm not 100% cured, to be honest. So sometimes أكيد healing, it needs time, and healing comes 100% when we really reach at what we think we are worth, when we really reach what we wish for in our career, in our maybe families, and everything. Trauma can be in everything, but I'm talking about work. So for me, I did it alone. I didn't get support from anyone. Also, I do have a great family, and my husband is very supportive. But I don't let him know these details because I don't know. I was born like that. I was raised in a family where I took responsibility very, very, very early. So I got used to solve my problems alone, to be honest. So it depends on the trauma. What kind of trauma? uh, it depends. So we need, sometimes maybe I'm wrong. Me solving it alone was wrong, I guess. If I had help, if I had mentors around me, if I read more about my trauma and how to deal with it, maybe I would have left there very quickly. But I will be a liar if I will tell you that solving a trauma is that easy or that fast, even if you get help. uh, the way you got hurt isn't easy. So we need to support our inner self. I told you, believe in yourself, believe you are special, believe you have blessings that no one has. Use that trauma, use it. Believe me, you should use it. You should use it to become stronger. You should know why it happened to me, how it affected me, how should I have acted in that situation. Think of all of that, think of all of that, and you will find answers. and start working on yourself. Again, it's not easy. It's not an easy way, but it will be solved. We're not meant to be sad, and we're not meant to be to be hurt. We're not, and we shouldn't. I told you, life is too short. We shouldn't live with that pain all the time. We shouldn't. We should find solution to get over it. Even it will take time, but we can do it. God created us to be strong, and He never gives us something that we cannot cross.
Yeah, that's true. So Ramin is asking that how to deal with the anger you have within yourself after leaving the toxic place. We all have different response to the toxic environment. Some get depressed, some get anxious, and some get angry with their own self. So how to deal with that anger?
Yes. This is what I was trying to say. If that work is making you angry, if that work is making you sad, and you're remaining silent about it, it will get even worse. You will get even more angry. You will get even more sad. You will hate your work. Yeah, it will affect your self-esteem. It will affect everything. This is what I was trying to say. So if I am angry and what he said doesn't suit me, I told you, try to find solution. Defend yourself in a professional way. You cannot say it directly. Write an email. Write an email. Go to your email. Write down what happened today made me feel like that because I didn't do this and this and this, and because this doesn't apply to this, and this is not part of my job description. Don't sleep with something in your heart that is making you sad. It's not worth it, believe me. It's not. You can find 100 of democratic, professional way to express how you felt toward that specific situation. You shouldn't sleep on it. You shouldn't go to your house feeling angry because this is how traumas began. It will accumulate. It will accumulate. How to resolve it? If on the spot, what happened disturbed you, you either face it in a very professional way and say, this made me feel like that. You can send an email and say, this made me feel like that. You can wait to chill, okay? Because at that moment, when we are very angry, maybe we will say stuff that are not reasonable. Maybe we will say stuff that will turn against us. Let's take a deep breath, rest, go home, and the second day, discuss it. We cannot discuss it. We write down an email. Anyone can write down an email. You're not facing anyone here. But don't sleep on it. The moment you accept someone to make you sad or angry, he will do it each and every single time.
There's one question that I think it is very important, that how can we differentiate between the work stress that we have or it is the toxicity of the workplace. For example, sometimes the job is very hectic and we get tired, so we stressed out. But that is not the toxicity. So, what are the main things that we should look for, and then we can say that, oh, I'm not stressing out. This is actually a toxic environment in which I am in. So, how can we differentiate between both?
You mean how to differentiate between a job that makes you tired from a job that is toxic?
Yeah, how can I differentiate
Okay.
that it's not toxicity, it's I'm stressed out?
Yes. It's totally different situation. Some jobs are very exhausting. You have a lot of tasks. Maybe you have long working hours. Maybe you have hundred of tasks. يعني in many jobs, especially in the business industry, the employee is a multitask. يعني, but some they are overloaded with work. That depending on the company policy. يعني that company works in something that has rush, that has customer service, and where you have to be overloaded with your work. But and that same environment, everyone is respecting you. You're treated with respect. No one is bullying you. No one is underestimating you. You're being recognized for your job. This is not a toxic work environment. This is a working environment where there is a lot of pressure. So if no one is disrespecting you, if no one is treating you bad, if no one is making you sad, and your time is full with only doing your tasks, okay? Here it's a personal choice. So am I being paid well for this job? Is it worth all the hard work I am doing? Because then you cannot go and tell, look, give me last tasks. They cannot, because this is their way of working. This is their nature of business. Their nature of business is like that. So you either have the capacity to accept it, and at the same time you're being recognized by mean of money, by mean of respect, by mean of being appreciated. So you accept that, you're happy. Even you're overloaded with work, you will know, I will get this and this and this. Always write down the pros and cons of everywhere you are. This is what I'm doing. This is what they are offering. Am I ready to move on? Do I have the capacity to move on? So it becomes a personal choice. I either stay till I find another opportunity, or I even stay because I'm being well paid and recognized, or I simply quit.
That's a very good answer to my question. So there is one question by Hafsa Fatima, and she's asking that, like, how women can prioritize their mental health, because sometimes they have a deep burden by her professional responsibilities. For example, you are like woman, you are doing a job, you have a family, you are managing both of them simultaneously. So how
Okay.
can we prioritize our mental health in that situation
Yes.
as a woman?
Yes. Look, let me tell you something. First, I'm married since 13 years, thank God. I have 3 kids. I have my husband, and I also have my parents. I take care all of them. I work, and I work since almost I was 14. So, and I still take care of myself. Every morning, I will give you like a small routine of myself. Every morning, I wake up very early. Kids go to school at 7, so I wake up at 6. I do my skincare routine. I do sports for 30 minutes. Then I start preparing my kids. At night, I finished my job. I made the kids study. I did everything. I simply sit and do something I like. I paint, I fix my hair, I fix my nails. These are small details, but any woman can find not even 1 hour space for herself. She can. And summer, go 1 hour to the beach, any beach, just chill and relax. Go to a coffee shop, have a coffee completely alone. Do something you like, buy a dress, buy anything you like, even a small something that will make you happy. Never forget to take care of yourself, because you're doing all that. You're doing, if something happens to you and to your physical or mental health, all this, what you built, even your family, your kids, your job, everything will become weak, because we are the center of power. We are the fuel for that family. We are the fuel for that work. We are the fuel for our community. So if this fuel and this energy is gone, imagine you will be taking with you all that around you. So don't tell me we cannot find even 1 hour per day to maybe simply sit with ourselves, to take care of our skin, of our body, of our hair, to buy something we love, to have a drink we love. We deserve it. We deserve it. We need it. Because if we don't do it, no one will do it for us. You are all women, and you are all having responsibilities, and you all know God created us with superpowers. With superpowers, believe me. So these superpowers, they will be less, because also God will be sad if we don't take care of the gifts He gave us. So you cannot say, I have a lot, I have. We all have a lot, but we can manage. Me waking up 1 hour earlier makes my day, because I do sports. I feel I'm fresh. I take care of my skin. I take care of my hair. These small details, I'm talking about stuff that makes me happy. These small details, even they take 30 minutes for me in the morning, they make me happy. They give me strength. Having coffee in my garden for 10 minutes gives me power. I cannot tell how much it gives me happiness, just sitting in my garden and having that coffee alone. So don't tell me you cannot find time. You can and you should find time. Half an hour, 1 hour, anything. Go online, buy something you really want. It will make you feel happy. We don't need huge stuff to make us happy. A small detail can make us happy and fuel us. For I always tell you, love yourself, love who you are, improve who you are, work on making yourself even look better, feel better, talk better. All this is fuel, is power.
Okay, thank you so much. There's one last question, that how it feels after leaving the toxic job and finally working in a healthy workplace. How it feels, like mentally you are positive, you are courage, like you feel courageous and everything. Like, what did you feel after finally being in a healthy workplace?
Please, can you repeat your question? Sometimes the voice is
Yeah,
going, so I'm not hearing well.
yes. I'm going to repeat my question, that how it feels after leaving the toxic job and finally joining a healthy workplace. Like, if we have experienced toxicity and now we are finally in a healthy, happy workplace where we are respected and everything, then how it feels like. I want to know what was your experience after leaving the job
Yes.
and then finally being in a positive environment.
Yes. Look, uh, to be also more honest and clear, and based on my personal experience, I would have been still in a toxic environment if I didn't stand up for myself. Because I believe every employer, maybe he will always try to get the maximum he can get from that employee. And I think most of them, they think the money they are giving you, they can do whatever they want with you with that money. Based on my experience, most of them, they think like that. So to be honest, I made the environment, when I said no, when I stood up for myself, I made that environment suiting me in a way that doesn't also, in a way that also suits them. So I'm giving now what I'm getting. I'm giving according to my job description. I'm giving according to norms, to ethics. So everyone is respecting me. They know my worth, and they know by now, and that took me 3 years with them, that they cannot request something from me outside the job description. Okay? So when you reach that, uh, you feel it feels good, because you're more excited about your job. You start giving more. You start being more creative, because you know you're gonna be recognized, because uh, because I don't know why employers, they don't see that if they have a happy employee, it will be a more productive employee. It will be an employee that will care about their interest more. But when they have conflict with him, he will start hating them. He will start not feeling going to work. He won't work from all his heart. So me, when I reach what suits me and them, I'm giving more. I'm more productive. I'm more happy. I'm bringing them more deals. So everyone now is happy. And I made them reach a place where they know that it was because of me all that change. And I made them reach a place again where they will never ask me, never, and I really mean it. They reach there. They don't dare to ask me something extra of my limits because they know I will face them. This is where I reached.
Yeah.
Again,
So
it depends on the situation. It depends on where you work. It depends on what's actually happening. So we should be selective. We should be patient. We should know it doesn't happen in one night. It's not that easy. Always playing smart, playing professionally, thinking before acting, knowing that person weaknesses and how to reach this weakness in that person. This is a very, very, very wide subject. And it depends again on the situation. But based on my own experience and after what happened to me, I made the environment suits me. And when it doesn't, I will quit. I'm not afraid to quit anymore. I don't know, maybe this is my power. I'm not afraid to quit. I'm not.
this is what happens when we stand for ourselves and we prioritize ourselves and we love ourselves. So yes, it's true, and we should be respecting ourselves first, and then we can make a change in our life. So thank you so much, Ms. Jacqueline. Thank you so much for you sharing your powerful insight,
I
your
hope
experience with us.
I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm
Yes,
always ready for any assistance. And
yes,
again, thank you for this amazing platform, because also talking here, talking about my experience, sharing it with others is a healing process.
yes, it is. And it's actually very helpful for all of us that we can identify the problems, and we can stand for ourselves when we know that this is wrong and this is right. So thank you so much for your words. Thank you so much for your insights. Um,
Thank you.
for, yeah. So to everyone who participated and asked questions, thank you for being part of this meaningful conversation. It's very clear that addressing the toxic workplace behavior isn't just about individual action, it is about collective responsibility, empathy, and the courage to speak up. We need to speak up for ourselves, and we need to speak up if we see any toxicity in the environment and someone cannot stand up for themselves, then we need to take this stand. So, as we conclude, let's carry this momentum forward. Whether you are a student, whether you are a professional, or just beginning your journey, remember that change starts with awareness and progress begin with each of us choosing to lead with respect and dignity. Respect for ourselves and respect for everybody in our environment. So, at the end, on behalf of Women Ascension, I'm grateful for your time and engagement today. So, let's continue to advocate for workplaces that uphold dignity, psychological safety, and shared growth. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Ms. Jacqueline.
Thank you so much.
Take care, stay empowered, and we hope to see you all in the future sessions. Thank you, everyone. I hope you had
Thank you.
great time and great learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.
God bless you too. Thank
Thank
you.
you.